So this is the last module of who pays for the social policy. In this module, we will look at how philanthropy can replace government expenditure or public expenditure for social welfare. So you must have heard people saying that if government abolishes all the taxes, that money can be freed and people can spend more on poverty, on education or health. Or people saying that zakat is the only tax which is Islamic and all the other taxes are un-Islamic, and if that money is freed, then more people can give to the poor people, to their poor relatives, to hospitals, to schools and all that. So what are the advantages of public philanthropy? The first and most obvious one is that there are not many administrative expenses. So you have seen many bureaucrats and officers in the health and education departments which are sitting there, and their only job is to distribute the money which is sanctioned in the budget for health and expenditure, to deliver that money to the people. So in private philanthropy, there is no need of those bureaucrats, those officers, all those buildings, cars and all that. Then of course there is zero corruption, because there are no officers, no middleman between the person who is giving and the person who is receiving. There is not much avenue of corruption. Then the third advantage is that the beneficiaries are targeted more effectively. So when an individual decides to give money to a person, he knows that person, or he has more information about that person than an officer sitting in an office about a person who is receiving the money. So in this case, the targeting is better. So the person is poor, the person is in need, not like an officer who is paying money and he doesn't know anything about that person. Then of course, monitoring is better. So you give money to a person, then at least you have some idea where the money is being spent. In case of money which is given to people by the government doesn't have much idea where the money is going to be spent. Then of course another advantage is that when the person, when you are the person who is giving the money, you can change the money according to the need of the person you are giving to. So if he needs for education, you can give money for education. If he needs for health, you can help in that area. For government, it's very difficult to change direction. If the money is sanctioned for education, it has to go to the education. It cannot go to the health. It cannot go to old age. It cannot go for polio vaccination. So, and if it has to go, it will take a lot more time than in case of individuals. So all these are different advantages of private philanthropy. So what are the disadvantages? Why private philanthropy cannot replace or has not been able to replace public expenditure or governments for social welfare or social spending? First is the issue of scale. So private philanthropy is usually at a very small scale as compared to government spending on social welfare. So people only spend some thousands or lakhs or millions, but government spend billions and billions, and it spends on millions of people, while an individual only spends on few people or few thousand or few hundred people. Then of course there are biases of the donors. So when an individual gives money, he likes to give money to the people who are like him or who he thinks that are needy. So he will not most probably give money to some people who are not belonging to his own ethnicity, or he will prefer to give it to somebody who belongs to his own sect, his own nationality. So all these different biases crop in. Then another issue is distance. So usually people who are poor, they don't live close to people who are rich, who are philanthropy. So there is a issue of distance between the people who want to give money to and the people who are to be given money. Then there is the issue of inconsistency. So whenever we think of social welfare, we think of how people can graduate from poverty, from illiteracy, from ill health to health. And that process is long. So sometimes it's small, but usually it's long. So if you want a child to be educated, you have to spend for the next 10, 12, or 16 years. If you want a person to graduate out of poverty, you have to train him or educate him or help him out for many years before he or she is able to stand on his or her own feet. And individuals usually don't have that much of money or that much of purpose to give money for such a long periods. So most people only give one time, and they mostly prefer going to mosque than for health and education, because health and education is a long-term commitment. And of course, most of the philanthropists want to give closer to home. Poverty is, of course, in areas, for example, in Balochistan, there are large tracts of poverty, and there are many millions of poor people. But there are not many rich people in Balochistan, few rich people. So those cannot be linked. So, and of course, the last thing, that when you are totally dependent on one or two donors, you are dependent on them, and you lose your prestige. So that is another issue which is not there in case of government.